Hey Froggy friends, Kirostyle here, welcome back to BlazBlue Calamity Trigger! Now, you might be wondering, Kiro, didn't we finish this game just yesterday? Didn't we go through the true ending? Didn't we see pretty much everything that there is? And the answer is yes, we have finished this game. However, there's one thing about this game that I realized that I left out that I would be remiss if I didn't go and do it for you guys. I only remember because yesterday we were going through the credits of the game, and I saw the words "Teach Me, Miss Litchi" come up. And "Teach Me, Miss Litchi" is a set of skits, and they're humorous little skits involving the characters of BlazBlue, and they kind of go over the lore of the universe. Now, I thought that "Teach Me, Miss Litchi" only started in the second game, Continuum Shift. However, I was reminded that they do have it in this game as well. So then I was like, well, where is it? I thought it was in the gallery. I checked the gallery and it's not there. I checked the options menu because it's like basically a set of tips, right? And I was like, it's not there. And then I realized, oh, it's on the story menu. And I just have been ignoring it. So if you click on the story menu, so we've finished everything. Well, all the real endings, the 100% clear percentages are if you get all the game overs as well, which we're not doing. So if I flip over here, this is where the load screen is. This is where we loaded our save files for the story. But if I press the shoulder button again, we get to this. And I totally forgot this is where you find it. So, Teach Me Miss Litchi is a bunch of cute little skits involving the BlazBlue characters, and they basically go over some extra details about the BlazBlue world that they don't really elaborate on in the main story that might be useful for you to understand the background. You can completely skip these, it's totally fine, but I thought since they're entertaining, they're fun, they do add to the story, we might as well do them. So this will be a short stream. I think I checked on YouTube and I saw this only takes like about an hour and a half for people to go through. Basically, to unlock each of these, it's pretty easy. You just have to watch the preceding episode, and they're linked to certain characters' story modes. So for example, to get like the second episode, I think you have to beat Jin's story mode, and the one after that you have to beat Noelle's, and the one after that Rachel's. They kind of go in order. So if you don't have these in your game, it's because you haven't finished all the story modes. And I think there's only 8 episodes in this one as well. Now, something else I kind of wanted to talk about too was yesterday during the true ending credits, we were talking in chat about the 2 different spellings of Litchi, how you can spell Litchi with a Y, or you can spell Litchi with an IT. And we were talking about the 2 different pronunciations of Litchi. You could say Litchi or Litchi. And in my experience, I've always known that the word could be spelled in 2 different ways or pronounced in 2 different ways. And, I thought it had something to do with Cantonese versus Mandarin, and that is possible. So I went and looked it up just to make sure that I was completely right. So this is what I found, and I thought it'd just be interesting for you to mention it. So, Litchi is closer to the Cantonese pronunciation, and Litchi is closer to the Mandarin pronunciation, which I kind of already figured. Around here, at least, there's a lot of Cantonese people, so I hear a lot of Litchi more than Litchi. But I hear a lot of the Caucasian speakers, or the English people say Litchi, because that's kind of closer to how it looks phonetically, and because that's where they heard it from otherwise, which might be from Mandarin speakers. So that I already kind of knew, but what I didn't know was there's actually a reason for the 2 different spellings as well. So, Litchi with a Y is actually the real spelling of the fruit. It's actually spelled with a Y. However, that fruit belongs to a genus. If you do scientific classification, that genus is spelled Litchi with IT, and the Litchi fruit is the only member of that genus. So, it is correct to write it as either one, because either way it only refers to one fruit. But officially with a Y is the fruit, with IT is the genus of the fruit, of which it is the sole member of that genus. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, because I didn't know about that part at least. Anyways, welcome to the stream, thank you so much for coming by, Psycho Reaper and Lord Emperor, it's really good to have you. So we're gonna go through all of these, so right now I only have one, because I haven't watched any of these on this Steam file yet. We're gonna go through these, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about the BlazBlue world, which would wrap up pretty much everything else for the rest of this game. So, let's get going.
Teach me, booby lady!
You hear Tao say, "Teach me, booby lady"?
episode of Teach Me, Booby Lady is not related to the actual game.
No, it's Teach Me, Miss Litchi. I can't believe I'm doing this. We're just here to help you through some of BlazBlue's tough spots.
Most of what you see here is fiction within fiction, and as such, has no bearing on the actual story or canon of BlazBlue. Much of what you will see is impromptu sketch comedy, and its only intention is to facilitate your understanding, not further the storyline of BlazBlue. Meow.
Wow, Tao, that was a lot of complicated words coming out of your mouth. I'm impressed. Also, look at the little Lao Jews in the corner. Oh, you guys can't. I'll show you guys. Underneath my VTuber model, there's a little Lao Jew cursor thing. That's so cute. I also realized at the end of the last stream that I turned off my VTuber model to show you guys the gallery, and I forgot to turn it back on afterwards. So I started up OBS, and I was like, "Where's my model?"
Wow. That was very good, Tao.
Good job, Tao.
Well, I might have peeked at the cheat sheet once or twice.
And the great thing is these are all voice acted too, so I don't actually have to like read anything. Except maybe, I don't know, a couple subtitles. Episode 1, opening.
Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.
Oh, there is narration. Okay. A refreshing summer wind blows through the room. In District 19 of Orientown, Litchi Fei Ling finishes looking over her last patient and quietly closes her notebook. The noise of the hustle and bustle of town doesn't reach the clinic. Usually it's a quiet, calm sort of place where it's easy to relax. Usually.
Hey, Booby Lady, I came to visit.
Taokaka of the Kaka clan is never quiet.
Well, hello, Tao. What brings you here?
Like most cats, Taokaka is usually asleep in the sun by the time the afternoon rolls around. Litchi can't help but wonder what Tao is doing in Orientown. Oh, oops, I clicked outside of the window.
I'm here on an errand for the village elder. Here.
Taokaka pulls out a letter. Litchi opens it and scans it quickly. She recognizes the handwriting.
Let's see here. What could this be?
From the village elder. Very, very nice.
Could you raise Taokaka into a fine vigilante? I have no complaints about her ability to fight, but as you can tell, she's a bit, stupid. Do you think you can treat that?
Could you treat stupidity for me?
Oh dear.
Taokaka has a special ability. After 3 steps, she forgets whatever she's just been told. Neither Chinese medicine, nor acupuncture, nor hot springs seem to have any effect. Litchi is perplexed.
What's wrong, Booby Lady? You don't look too well. Are you sick? What did the elder say?
The elder wants me to train you to become a distinguished vigilante.
All right! I'm gonna be a crazy awesome vigilante!
Taokaka is thrilled. Filled with a newfound determination, she starts punching at the air. This is, however, not the sort of training she will need to become a great vigilante.
Listen, Tao, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't really have what it takes to be a good vigilante. You're missing a little...
You're missing a little few brain cells.
Up here.
Oh. Well, it's true. I'm not that good at headbutts, so let's practice.
Filled with newfound determination, Taokaka immediately begins headbutting practice.
Tao! Stop that! Keep your head out of there!
Sorry, Booby Lady. Did I not have a good angle?
It's not Booby Lady! No, Tao. I meant you're lacking the brains one needs to be a successful vigilante. Not headbutts.
Meow?
She doesn't get it at all.
Oh dear. What do I do? I suppose I just need to give it a shot. Well, never mind that. Tao, if you want to be a great vigilante, you'll have to do a lot of studying. You'll have to study really hard.
Yule, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Ah! Thank you for the rain of frogs.
Okay, Tao will do all sorts of studying. Tao will be a great vigilante.
Does she really know what I'm talking about?
So, what's study mean?
Well, it means you work at understanding things and learn about society. I'll teach you all about the world, okay?
Okay, I'll learn about the world.
Well, at least she's energetic.
Oh, that's so cute. Does this get added to my gallery too? Thanks again for coming, everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Sit back and relax. Okay, episode 2, The Three Stooges.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Episode 2, The Three Stooges?
Okay, all done. But you be careful from now on, all right?
In a clinic in District 19 of Orientown, Litchi has just finished putting a bandage on a young girl. It is a peaceful afternoon. All her patients that morning were old men and women. The girl she's just finished bandaging is much younger.
Thank you very much.
She grins and gives Litchi a deep bow, her tail flipping up over her back and her ears pointing almost straight down.
Youth is no excuse for recklessness, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be more careful from now on.
She shows no sign of comprehension and just scratches her nose. Her friend Tsubaki grabs her by the shoulder and gives her a friendly shake.
You should listen to her, Makoto. You're always pushing yourself too hard.
Stop it.
Oh, come on, this is hardly the time to be blushing.
She sighed. The girl was just relieved her injury wasn't serious. Her friend didn't think she was looking at the situation appropriately.
Why on earth did you do a thing like that?
Let me explain what she's talking about. That day, the three girls, now in Litchi's clinic, had headed for District 19's most famous Chinese restaurant, each one of them clutching a flyer with a tempting offer. The girls were heading to the restaurant to take on the challenge written in the flyer: eat over 2,000 pounds of food. They ate boiled gyoza, spring rolls, meat buns, spicy shrimp, and much, much more, and then finished off with desserts. Now let's get back to the story.
Well, I'd eaten a whole lot, so I figured I'd just burn those calories away.
Well, okay, I can understand that, but climbing a tree? Isn't there a better way to burn calories? Tree climbing is so dangerous.
Tsubaki sighs. She is a straight-A student and the daughter of an important noble family. Raised as a child of privilege, she tries to live her life as an example to others. Makoto, on the other hand, is a simple, energetic girl. She rarely thinks anything through, and her often childlike behavior puts her at odds with Tsubaki frequently. But whatever she might lack in intellectual sophistication, she makes up for with physical strength and dexterity. Climbing the tree by the side of the road was no trouble at all. She chose the thickest branch she could find to swing off of. Things were going pretty well.
Well, how could I have known the branch would break?
Until, with a loud crack, the branch broke just as Makoto was in the middle of a huge swing. Even in midair, Makoto had excellent reflexes. In an instant, she had her balance back and was preparing to land, but a Chad was standing right where she had hoped to land. At the last moment, she twisted her body out of the way, avoiding the child but landed hard on her ankle, twisting it.
You are unbelievable.
Makoto was too preoccupied with someone else to hear the sarcasm in Tsubaki's voice.
What about you, Noelle?
The girl named Noelle snaps out of her daydream with a gasp and looks up at Makoto. The girl, Noelle Vermilion, is unquestionably a classmate of Makoto and Tsubaki. But no matter how you look at it, her body doesn't look like she's even half as old as the other two, despite the fact that they're all the same age. Is this another jab at her chest? Oh my gosh. Poor Noelle. Just to make things clear, room for growth and growth potential are not synonymous. Now let's get back to the story.
Makoto?
Noelle whispers something.
What are you whispering about?
Makoto whispers too, but even her whisper is loud.
How can I be like Miss Litchi?
What?
Oh my gosh! At first, Makoto had no idea what Noelle was talking about until she followed her friend's gaze to Litchi's breasts.
I don't know. Why don't you ask her yourself?
Huh? No! No. I can't possibly do that! Huh?
Litchi doesn't understand why the two girls are staring at her and whispering.
What are your friends up to?
Adolescent drama, I imagine.
Not satisfied with her answer, Litchi looks at Noelle and Makoto again, deep in thought.
That's it. I knew there was something.
The three girls look at Litchi, startled by the sound of her voice.
Why are you girls dressed like that? Aren't you girls from the library? We're students from the military academy.
Right! What she said.
But I could have sworn you were...
Shut up!
Huh? What happened?
Hey, booby lady! Tao's here to study!
Oh my goodness! I lost track of the time!
That was close.
That was close.
Women always want to look young. Of course, we've got some pictures that show they don't.
So that's about it. I'm trying very hard to help turn Tao into a distinguished vigilante, so I'm making her study all sorts of things.
Look at Tao's little face. She's so cute. Munch, munch, munch.
Yep, I'm in the middle of studying to be a great vigilante.
Studying to be a vigilante?
Noelle looks confused.
Oh, yeah! I heard the test to become a vigilante is very, very hard.
Really?
Hey, Ryuji, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by.
I heard only the top 20% of the people who graduate the military academy even pass the test.
What? Are you serious?
Knock it off, Makoto. There's no test to become a vigilante, Noelle. You need to stop letting Makoto fool you like that.
So, there's no test? Makoto!
Makoto whistles and plays dumb.
Well, we shouldn't get in their way. Can you walk, Makoto?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Makoto tilts her head to the side and ponders.
Hey, she treated me for free, so why don't we help Tao study to show our thanks?
I don't remember saying it was free.
Yeah, look at their tiny little stick legs. It's so cute.
How about it, Tao?
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay, then it's a deal. Makoto, you're always so pushy.
What kind of studying are you doing?
Today's theme is, I forgot.
It's what kind of world do we live in?
Teach me!
Tsubaki. Okay, why is everyone looking at me? Because you have the best grades, Tsubaki. My grandma says the person with the best grades should be the person who teaches.
Agreed.
Oh, fine. Well then.
Can they even hear me?
What's a hierarchical city?
Okay then. All right, what's the name of the city where you and Miss Litchi live?
I don't know.
This is no good. Wow, she's dumber than I thought. Oh well. Okay, Tao. This city, the city where BlazBlue takes place, is called Kagutsuchi.
Oh ho, Kanazuchi!
No. Kagutsuchi. Officially, it's known as the 13th hierarchical city of Kagutsuchi.
Oh. I guess I should make a note of that.
Noelle, you didn't know that?
Of course not.
13th hierarchically Cal City? That's a lot of big words. What does it mean?
It seems pretty clear to me. It means it's the 13th hierarchical city. Did you know that we live in the hierarchical cities because of the Dark War?
Hey, Twilight Red Mage, thank you so much for coming by. Hope you're having a good evening. Thank you, thank you.
Meow? But Tao lives on the ground.
What?
She is from the Kaka clan. Their, species can survive very high concentrations of Seether.
I see. All right, moving on. During the Dark War, mankind developed the Ars Magus to defeat the Black Beast. The Ars Magus consumes Seether, sort of like a kind of fuel. Miss Litchi can teach you how the Ars Magus works and how to use it some other time. Anyway, during the war, the Black Beast spread Seether all over the world. The reasons were unknown, but the Black Beast could only operate within this Seether.
Meow?
The Black Beast's power was overwhelming, so mankind tried to do everything they could to eliminate the Seether. They probably thought it would be safer and easier than fighting the beast directly.
So, I was surprised going through the story mode of this game again that they don't talk about the Black Beast that much. They do at the very beginning, and then a little bit at the end, and during a couple people's story modes too. But I won't say it here just in case people are watching that didn't watch the true ending stream, but we kind of know the origins of the Black Beast now after having gone through the story mode.
However, mankind failed at even that. After a while, the 6 heroes appeared, and the situation took a turn. That's how it's written in any textbook.
The 6 heroes taught mankind the secrets of Magus, and from there, humans invented machinery that can utilize the Seether as a source of energy.
After humans figured out how to use the Armagus, they fought alongside the 6 heroes and defeated the Black Beast. But after that happened, the surface of the planet was covered in Seether.
What?
In small doses, Seether is harmless to humans, but in large quantities, it has very negative side effects.
I get it! That's why humans live in high elevation places.
Right. Humans were forced to move to high-altitude areas and create cities there. That is where the hierarchical cities come from.
I see. And now I'm one step closer to the ultimate vigilante.
What's Seether? A week later.
Interesting.
Oh, my goodness. Tao is reading a book. Hell must be rather chilly right about now. What book have you got there, Hey! You're holding it upside down!
What? Oops.
Let's see. Seether for Idiots. Tao, are you interested in Seether?
Yep, I want to use 10 billion times the normal Seether and become Super Tao Kaka.
Goodness, Tao, Seether doesn't work like that.
Huh? So Seether isn't another word for MP?
MP.
Oh my! Where on earth did you hear about something like that? Children these days. Okay, I'll tell you the difference between MP and Seether. Seether is a substance that's floating around in the air all the time. It's everywhere, but you can't see it or smell it. When you use the Ars Magus, you draw Seether out of the environment to power it. But there's only so much Seether floating around in a given area. If you suck up all of it for your Ars Magus, then you'll have to wait a while for it to replenish.
I've never used Seether or Ars Mags before.
It's Ars Magus, Tao, and actually you have. You know that powerful attack you do with your hidden claws? You might not know it, but when you do that attack, you're consuming Seether.
Whoa! I didn't know that!
It takes most people a lot of study to learn to harness the power of Seether. You must have an inborn aptitude for it.
Oh, I'm a natural!
Although there's only a fixed amount of Seether in any given area, some people can perform Ars Magus with less Seether.
Yeah?
Well, let's say there are 100 units of Seether in the air here. You perform a certain Ars and it consumes 10 units of that Seether. However, if I perform the same Ars, I consume 20 units of Seether. That would mean that you could use more Ars than me, since yours wouldn't consume as much Seether. You see? Using Seether more effectively is called the proper use of Ars Magus. Do you get it?
I, sorta.
Are you sure?
Yeah! I'm gonna use the Seether properly and become Super Ultra Tau Kaka Deluxe!
Super Ultra. Look, Tao, you have to be careful. Seether is very dangerous. It's not good to be dependent on it.
What?
Goodness, Tao. Do you remember what Tsubaki told you last week? Humans can't live in places where there's heavy Seether concentration. If you get too much of it in your system, you become addicted to it and your body starts to deteriorate.
You want my model to get an anime snot bubble too? I don't know. We'll see. Depends how many times I fall asleep on stream, I guess.
Whoa! That sounds scary. I'll be sure not to touch it.
Unfortunately, during the Dark War, most organisms were tainted with Seether. After all, it was everywhere. It made a lot of people and animals sick, except for one species. People don't last long outside of the cities, which is why we've seen so many young library soldiers. They usually don't last long enough to get old.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand how dangerous Seether is? Ignorance will only lead to more sadness.
Roger that.
Yet another day later.
Hello? We came back to visit you, Ms. Litchi.
Sorry for bursting in on you again. Hello.
Why, hello, girls. I don't have any examinations this afternoon, so feel free to stay as long as you'd like.
Yeah, stay as long as you like.
Hey, look who's here. It's Tao. Aren't you just adorable? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Furry tail girl, your tail's fluffy today, too. Furry, 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 furry. Mm.
You two are like animals.
Why aren't you in the Kaka clan, furry girl?
Huh? Tao, you don't know about human likes?
She almost never leaves the village. Maybe you can explain it to her?
Of course. Anything for you, Ms. Litchi.
Study time!
What kind of people live in Kakutsuchi?
Well, first you gotta understand the idea of different species.
Species? What species?
Well, I guess if you were to put it simply, different species are like different people. They look different or have different abilities.
I see. There are lots of human-like and beastman species. You're one of those, Tao.
So I'm special?
Yeah, I like that word. Special. I'm gonna call myself that.
So are they from two different species?
Huh? Oh, Tsubaki and Noelle? No. They're both humans.
What? But their boobs look totally different.
Thanks, Tao.
What the?
That's a little different. In the Kaka clan, you have different types of cats, right? Like tabbies or short hairs? Humans are just like that. Just because you dress differently or have weird colored hair doesn't make you another species, right?
Oh, I get it. So it doesn't matter how small your boobs are.
Noelle.
It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter! Also, people can be different even within a species based on job, social standing, all sorts of things. Here in Kagutsuchi, for instance, you've got all kinds of different people.
Oh, I know that place.
The librarium is at the top of the city so that it can watch over everyone. The top half of the city is where nobles and high-class people live. Normal, middle, and lower-class civilians live in the bottom half of the city.
Oh, so I'm a civilian.
Well, actually, your clan was already living here, and the humans just built Kagutsuchi on top of your village, so your position in society is a little different.
This is so informative.
These days, people can be real jerks about where you were born or what species you are. I really hate watching people fight over it.
I'm from the Yayoi family. But what Makoto was saying is true.
It's not like I can really hide my tail, so it can be a real pain sometimes.
Your tail is beautiful. You shouldn't have to hide it.
Oh, Noelle, you are such a sweetheart. That's why I like you so much.
Ah! Makoto, stop it! That hurts!
Meow, me too, me too.
Ah! It tickles!
Well, I think that about does it for today's lesson. Thank you for your help, Makoto.
No problem. I'm honored that you're happy for something like this.
Okay, Tao, let's make some meat buns to celebrate all your hard work today.
Yay, I'll help.
Hey, we'll help too.
Handmade meat buns, huh?
Hey, are you guys gonna eat again?
Of course.
Yeah. I think I'll pass this time. I can't believe them. We just ate.
Slurp.
Look at that little wiggle. Look at that little wiggle. Hey, episode 3, The Shorty and the Hard Guy.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Episode 3, The Shorty and the Hard Guy. It was a peaceful summer day, a great day to relax and kick back. Orient Town, 19th District, Litchi Feiling's clinic. Litchi had run into a friend earlier and brought him back to her clinic for a chat.
Hey, booby lady, Tao's here.
Kaka clan warrior Tao Kaka burst through the door of the clinic. She's been studying at Litchi's clinic for the past several days to become a full-fledged vigilante.
Good morning, Tao. You're out early today.
Oh, who's the little guy?
Tao Kaka looks intently at the boy sitting in Litchi's clinic.
His name is Carl. He's a vigilante.
Oh, I see. Nice to meet you.
I think we've met before. You don't remember? Well, nice to meet you. My name is Carl Clover. I may not look it, but I'm a vigilante.
I see. So you're a real vigilante. You're doing pretty good for a little guy.
I bumped into him when I was shopping earlier. I told him I was teaching you about being a vigilante, and he volunteered to help with your lessons.
That's correct. If I'm good enough, then I'd love to help out. You want to know what it takes to be a vigilante, right?
Oh, I see. How nice of you.
Why is Tao acting like she's better than him?
Who's this lady?
Oh, this is my sister Ada.
I see. It must be hard to be that hard. My body's all soft. See?
Tao Kaka leaps across the room, jumping from wall to wall and contorting her body into impossible shapes. It's impressive, but somehow terrifying.
Wow, you are soft.
Carl frankly reveals his thoughts. Tao Kaka delightfully continues her dance.
Let's not get off on tangents. Carl, why don't you start by teaching Tao the fundamentals of being a vigilante?
Sure thing.
Let's go! I'll be the bestest vigilante ever!
What's a vigilante?
All right, let's begin. First of all,
What's a vigilante?
that's a very straightforward question. Aren't you a vigilante?
Yeah, well, I'm still new. I want money, but I don't even know what a vigilante is.
Well, let's start with a definition then. I guess the simplest way to put it is that a vigilante is someone who chases after criminals.
Hey Armon, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Right? The illustrations on the chalkboard are so cute.
So, if there's somebody I don't like, I can beat the crap out of them.
No, that's not really what a vigilante does. If you're a vigilante, you capture people who are wanted by the librarian and turn them in for money.
Don't get the wrong idea, though. We're not bounty hunters, though I guess the job description is kind of similar. Oh! It's a risky job, so you might die in the line of duty. But if you survive, the rewards are pretty significant. Rewards? You know, money. What?
Carl, please don't say things like that. You'll just excite her.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, Miss Kitty, that was just an example. So you want lots of money, too? I have my own reasons. Some people do just want money, but not me. Isn't that right, sis? She agrees.
Can anyone become a vigilante?
I'm gonna be a vigilante. I'll make whole piles of money.
Look at the towel on the chalkboard.
She's so innocent.
Say, Carl, is it true that anyone can become a vigilante?
Yes, I suppose so.
Really? No test or forms to sign?
Well, a vigilante just captures wanted people and brings them to the librarium. It's not really an official position or anything like that.
Ah, so I could tell people I'm a doctor, but I'm also a vigilante on the side. And would that make sense? I mean, hypothetically speaking, of course.
I think, yeah, that's like, it's like a meat bun or a dumpling or something like that
Of course.
on the board.
I see.
Well, I suppose there's a sort of informal agreement between the librarium and vigilantes. Sort of a promise to share information. Although it's pretty one-sided. The librarium has all the power, but it does come in handy from time to time.
So when they say jump, you say how high?
Yes, or you'll have a lot of trouble earning a living.
Such a strong will in one so young. Hey, why are you asleep, Tao? What good is it if you sleep through the lesson?
They're an interesting bunch, aren't they, sis? Little guy's stories are so dull and stiff. I want to do something fun. Huh? Fun? What should I do, sis? Come on, short stuff. I'm waiting. So what do? Songs? Impressions? Not really.
Here's my impression of Ada. How was that?
Then do some impressions. How about you start with a bunny person? Bunny person? What are you talking about? Do you know, sis?
I think she means Rachel.
Ah, Miss Rachel. Well, I've never talked to her, so I don't know if it'll be any good, but here goes.
Yeah, honestly, Ada's voice actress is the best voice actress in the game. So talented. He won't admit it, but he actually kind of wants to try impersonating Rachel.
I would like to drink some tea. Valkenhain, go pour me some. Oh!
Wow, you're pretty good.
I like you, little guy. Thank you very much. They liked it, sis.
All right, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you for your help, Carl. Let's make you some meat buns as a treat for your hard work, Tao.
Oh, I'll help. Well then, I guess we'll be on our way.
Oh? But Carl, we're making some for you, too.
Oh, no. I don't want to be a nuisance.
It's no problem at all. Just think of it as a thanks for your help.
Well then, I guess I'll take one. We can stay for a little while, right, sis?
I love her little wiggly dance. That was a shorter episode. Why does it keep taking me back to this screen? It should take me back to this screen. Tips 4. Slacker 0, Good Guy 1.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Yeah, right? These are so wholesome considering the rest of the actual plot of the game. I love this. The way BlazBlue is able to balance like the humor and the fun and then the intense and the cool. Episode 4, Slacker 0, Good Guy 1.
Take care.
Litchi has just finished examining her last patient for the day. It's a perfectly normal day.
Tao should be here any minute now.
Litchi props her chin on her hand and looks at the clock. She tries to tell herself that Taukaka is actually learning something.
Is that her?
Litchi hears the sound of the door open and turns towards it, but the person who walks into the clinic is not who she expects.
Excuse me, Miss Doctor. Think you can take a look at me real quick?
The one, the only, Grim Reaper. Ragnar the Blood Edge, the man with the highest price on his head that the world has ever seen.
Ah, Mr. Grim Reaper, what brings you... Reaper!
What's up with this lady? I got hurt. This is a clinic, right?
Yes, but... I guess he's just here because he got hurt. There you go. I've stopped the bleeding and your cut isn't too deep, so you should be fine.
She finishes patching him up and taps the wound gently.
Ow! Don't touch it!
Well, if you're healthy enough to yell like that, I think you'll be fine.
What kind of bedside manner is that? Whatever. Thank you.
No problem. It's my job.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you something.
What is it? I'll answer it if I can.
Well, it feels like my defense is really low, and,
Oh, don't worry about that. There are all sorts of people out there much weaker than you. Why, take that ninja, Chibza...
This is a direct reference to Guilty Gear. The Guilty Gear character Chip, who's one of my favorites too, he's notorious because, like, he's a ninja, so he's super fast, but he has really low defense and really low HP in the game.
Hey, I'm here, booby lady.
Tao, you're late.
Sorry, I forgot where your house was, so I got lost.
How on earth did she get lost? She's been here hundreds of times.
But I asked a really nice guy how to get to Booby Lady's clinic, and he showed me how to get here.
Well, that was certainly nice of him. Did you say thank you?
Yeah, I said he could have one of my meat buns. Just one, though. He's waiting outside.
One of your... Oh, goodness, Tao. I hope you haven't caused him too much trouble.
I'll bring him in.
Hey, let go of me! I don't want any meat Huh? Hey, brother, it's you!
Oh great, I'm not sure if I like this version of Jin.
oh, jeez, give me a break.
Look at his eyes.
Who'd have thought I'd run into you in a shithole clinic like this? I swear it's gotta be fate.
Ragnar's face is one of disgust.
Shithole clinic? Well, I never.
Ew, he's kinda gross.
She just called Jin gross. Yes, he is very gross.
Quiet, Tao. I think they're a little crazy. We should probably just leave them alone.
Look, I'm sorry, but I've got some, errands to run. Just, put that on my tab, okay?
What kind of clinic lets you run up a tab?
Ragnar makes a break for it, but Jin blocks him.
Hold on, brother. We haven't seen each other in so long. I know this place is kind of shabby, but how about we have a little fun?
Jin seems to be enjoying himself a little too much. With a sickening grin, he draws his beloved sword Yukianasa. The soft scrape of metal against metal echoes through the clinic.
Shabby? Shithole? What a jerk!
I guess age and experience haven't made you any less of a prick. Fine, I'll play with you, but only for a little while.
Look at their little animations. Ragnar hefts the massive slab of metal he calls a sword and glares at Jin. Suddenly, the tension in the room is almost thick enough to cut. The two men stare at each other, waiting for the other to make the first move.
Meow? You guys gonna fight? I wanna fight too!
Hey! Knock it off, you kids! This is a clinic. I won't allow any sort of fighting in here.
Kids? You watch your tongue, lady, or I might have to cut it off.
That's the Jin I know.
Tao, no hiding? You're here to study.
Oh, yeah. I came here to study. Today's topic is about gnolls, right?
Wait, did you say NOL?
It was not something Jin had expected a creature like Taukaka to ask about.
Yup. Tao is training to be a great vigilante, so I need to learn all about the gnoll.
I'm surprised he picked up on her saying Knoll as NOL.
What, you think you're gonna figure out the library? Good luck, kid.
Why was Ragna interested as well?
A peasant like you can't even begin to understand the librarium.
Your uniform. You're from the librarium, aren't you?
So what if I am?
Do you think you could teach Tao about it?
Huh. That's ridiculous.
I might be able to learn something useful. You know, I'd kind of like to hear about the library, too.
Oh, brother. Well, I didn't want to, but it looks like I have no choice.
Oh, looks like I managed to avert bloodshed. This time.
What's the Novus Orbis Librarium?
All right. First of all, everyone refers to us as the NOL, but that actually stands for Novus Orbis Librarium.
Knobs Librarium? No. Novus no. Oh. That name is too long. Tao can't say it. It sucks.
You don't really need to know the whole name, Tao. Nobody really calls it that.
We're the world's largest single organization. We keep track of all information everywhere.
Information? Keep track? BlazBlue lingo?
Well, you can kind of think of them as a worldwide police force. A lot of people just call them the library.
Although we don't like that name.
Come on, isn't that a bit easier to say? Novus Orbis Librarium is quite a mouthful.
Ragna, he has this bounty because he's got the world's most overdue library book. Who knows, maybe that's why. Yeah, you know what? He does! Ragna does have the most overdue library book. It's called the Azure Grimoire.
That's cold, brother.
Why does that work so well? That's a great joke.
Meow. Library? World police? Well, that No Bugs Librarium doesn't make any sense.
That's because you're not saying it right.
But why is it called the library? Police don't have books.
Well, that has to do with the history of the NOL. A long time ago, the Black Beast attacked our world, and everyone fought as one against it. That battle is known as the Dark War. That was when people developed the Ars Magus and used it to fight back. Remember the lesson about the Ars Magus?
Yeah, 100%, all the way.
Okay. Anyway, the people who figured out the Ars Magus made the first grimoires so that anyone could use them.
Grimoire! I know that one.
The NOL developed a number of grimoires during the Dark War. With those books, they were able to defeat the Black Beast. After the war ended, the NOL decided they should keep the grimoires and control who had access to them. They claimed it was to keep the grimoires safe, but after a while, people started to resent them for their tight control over the only thing that would let anyone use the Ars Magus. Eventually, Librarium was shorted to Library. It's not meant to be a friendly nickname.
The interesting thing, too, is that in the Japanese version of the game, it's not called the Librarium or the Library or the NOL at all. They have a completely different name for it, with a completely different, shortened set of nicknames and other words for it that are more nuanced to the Japanese language.
Watch your mouth, woman. I give you a chance to speak, and you start spouting this drivel.
Sounds like the truth to me.
Brother! Well, I suppose there are some people who see us as petty or monopolistic, but the NOL does not have a monopoly on the grimoires. Our purpose is to watch over and safeguard sources of dangerous power. If the grimoires were misused, the consequences would be dire.
In many ways, the NOL maintains balance in the world, and they do spend a lot of time rooting out and punishing real criminals. Of course, like any police force, they can often be pushy and alienated, and because much of their business happens behind closed doors, people tend to be suspicious of them.
I see. see. So basically, all the people at the NOL are bad.
No, that's really not the case. They may be a little too stern sometimes, but they're keeping balance in the world. Many members of the NOL really care about protecting the cities and their citizens. Then again, that depends on the person. As a whole, they do tend to be a bit stubborn.
Yeah, like what about that Hazama guy? He seems like a very upstanding citizen who cares about the general populace.
All right, I think I got the gist of it. The NOL are cops, and they help out, but they can be scary sometimes. So I should keep my eyes open for them, right?
That's it for today's lesson. Okay, Tao, let's make meat buns as a treat.
Yippee!
I was hoping I'd hear something new about the library, but it was all crap I already knew. Well, I'm taking off then.
I also like the way they drew Ragna's pants. Like his pants are already like, they're like hakama, so they're kind of big and flowy, but then in this chibi form, he just looks like, it looks like a big like dress or something. His tiny little feet coming out.
Oh, would you like to have some meat buns? We can make extra.
Sorry, lady, I don't have time to hang around. But if you don't mind, I'll take one for the road. Thanks for patching me up.
Brother, wait for me!
Meat buns are awesome!
That's good to hear. What was the deal with those young men?
Yeah, they're bouncy little walks. I also love Tao's voice actress. She does such a good job of making her like fun and lighthearted, but not like in an overly cartoony way. Like it still fits the setting somehow, and it sounds a little bit natural to the way she speaks. I think that's why I accept her speaking in Catgirl speak, because she actually like makes it sound a little bit more natural than just randomly shoving in meow and nyan at the end of every sentence. Okay, tips 5. Sector 7.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Episode 5. Sector 7. This one's spelled differently than on the other screen. You're off to raids. Thank you so much for coming by, Lord Emperor. Good luck with your raids. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Litchi's clinic, located in the 19th district of Orientown, isn't very calm this morning. A couple of people from Sector 7 have come to visit. Before long, their discussion turns to Tager. Yeah, look at Tager. I love his expression. He looks so funny. He's so goofy. Look at Kokonoe's eye bags, too.
All of our tests have shown that Tager's mobility is seriously lacking.
I agree, but I don't see how we can improve his speed and keep his strength, defense, etc. within the desired parameters.
Don't let common sense hold you back, Litchi. It's a scientist's job to see through that mental morass.
I'm sorry, Professor, but trying to move someone of Tager's mass at those sorts of speeds, from a simple physics standpoint, it's... well, I just don't know how we do it.
Hold on there. I don't think my speed is that bad.
I'd like him to be able to cross the screen in 30 frames.
I like how they're speaking in fight speak now. Kokonoe begins mumbling incoherently to herself. She writes something down on a piece of paper, then erases it, and writes something else. Then erases that, and you get the idea.
I guess we'll just have to stick to a vernier engine on his back, or his leg, or something. Not very original, though.
I know. Give him a skateboard.
Wait, Kokonoe. I weigh more than 550 kilograms. Just how powerful of a vernier engine do you intend to build?
Come on, Tager. I know you're massed to 8 decimal places. You don't need to remind me how fat you are. Besides, developing a compact, high output like that is any scientist's dream.
I love Kokonoe.
What scientific organization is going to fund dreams?
Hey, booby lady, listen up! Today this kitty person
Oh, good morning, Tao.
Meow? Who's this huge guy and this tail lady?
Oh, this is Dr. Kokonoe. She's a scientist. The big fellow is Tager. I guess you can consider Kokonoe his creator.
Oh, a scientist? Wow! She made the big guy? That's awesome!
Ah, the girl from the Kaka clan. She seems a little simple, but she does seem to be a good judge of character. What's your name?
I'm Tao. I'm Tao Kaka.
Tao Kaka. You're quite fast. Not very powerful, though. Would you like me to fix you up a bit?
Fix? But Tao isn't broken.
Despite her protests, for some reason Taukaka still seems happy about the idea. Strange for a cat to want to be fixed, though. I see what you did there.
I think with a little work, I could improve your speed and power. Maybe hydraulics or microservos.
Oh, so I'll be stronger.
Mecha Tao!
I think
Oh my gosh.
I'll call you Mecha Kaka. Pretty cool, huh?
Why is she crying from her... Wait, no, she's not crying. She's like drooling from the corners of her lips.
Wait, why would my name change?
Well, you need a name that fits you. New person, new name.
No way. I like being Tao. Tao is an awesome name.
Oh, how unfortunate. Looks like we'll never see eye to eye then.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you think of them, Litchi?
What do you mean, what do I think of them? They're more alike than they seem. There's only a thin line between genius and... Tao.
I agree.
So, Tao is studying to be a vigilante?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best vigilante ever. Are you a vigilante, Tail Lady?
I'm a scientist at Sector 7. I introduced myself to you earlier.
Sector 7? I sorta heard of it.
Tager, Kokonoe, and I are all part of Sector 7. Well, actually, I used to be.
Wow, that's so cool. Did you get a lot of meat buns for joining?
Meat buns have nothing to do with this. Oh, Tao Kaka, are you interested in Sector 7?
Yeah, I'm really interested.
I see. Do you want to join Sector 7? Hey, Professor! What do you think you're doing? She's just a kid. Stop trying to recruit her.
What are you trying to pull, Kokonoe?
What? You don't want her to join? No, I don't. Tao doesn't know anything about Sector 7. She's just excited because it's something new. Well, then why don't you explain it to her?
Kokonoe doesn't seem very happy about being rejected so quickly. She glares at Litchi, then resigns herself to the refusal. Litchi and Tager share a glance and sigh.
Well, I guess Sector 7 is something she'll need to learn about eventually. I am trying to teach her what the world is like, after all. Would you do the honors, Tager?
Are you sure, Litchi? I don't think a vigilante really needs to know about Sector 7.
Well, this section is called What's Sector 7, so,
Being an adult is complicated.
What's Sector 7?
All right, then. Let's begin.
Look at Kokonoe. Look at that Tager on the chalkboard. These are so cute.
All right, let's start out with something easy. What's Sector 7?
I love how Litchi has such like... Or not Litchi. I like how Kokonoe has such like gremlin energy. I think that's why I like her. I didn't think much of her in the first couple of games, but as we got to know her, I liked her more and more.
Well, it's complicated. And most of what we do is classified, so I can't really...
You're as stubborn as always, you big pile of scrap. You know what Sector 7 is. Just explain it to her. And use small words. That was kind of mean, Professor.
Oh, okay. Well, first let's touch on Sector 7's politics.
Polytits? Awesome! Is that a new type of boobies?
Kokonoe, stop snacking and help me out here.
Huh? You're giving up already? My goodness. Litchi, what is this? Oh, Linhua picked those up the other day.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Linhuas around here, even though she's supposed to work at the clinic.
I see. They're incredible. I guess I should have had her buy some more.
Looks like I'm on my own. All right. You've heard of the NOL, haven't you? The library?
Yeah, I just learned all about them.
Sector 7 is the opposite of the library.
I see.
Where they use the Ars Magus, we use science and technology.
Science?
How do I put it? We can do a lot of the things they can, but without using Seether. To do those things without Seether, that's science. I guess. Does that make sense?
I don't get it. Like, what can you do?
Let me give you a little demonstration. Tager, stand up.
Hey, BP, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Make yourself comfortable.
Huh? What?
Okay, point your arm at that open window. Now fire and clicky.
Ah!
His arms flew off! Wow! 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 That's so cool!
Kokonoi, when did you install this?
Oh, a little bit ago. It's an interesting idea, but it doesn't work very well on the arms. I'm thinking of moving it. Maybe putting it on your chest. Or your...
Gigantic Tiger!
I thought she didn't do that to the second game. Oh, I love it. When Kokonoe swears and they replace her swears with attacks from the game. It's so good. I love it so much.
I really don't think that's necessary, Kokonoi. I don't need that kind of, enhancement.
There, you see, Tao? The power of science. Even you should be able to comprehend this demonstration.
Wow! That's so crazy! If everybody used science, then the world would be awesome!
Unfortunately, only Sector 7 really uses and preserves science in its most pure form.
Science requires a great deal of study to master, so you need intelligence and determination in quantities not everyone possesses. It also demands one understands the proper techniques and processes involved. And our energy sources are limited. Ars Magus just uses Seether, which is free, easy to use, and everywhere. It's not a surprise most people choose Ars Magus. Science is hard.
Yeah, I don't like hard things either. Science sucks.
What's Sector 7 like?
Sector 7's scientific ability is #1 in the world. I understand that much.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
But I'm good at it. So what's Sector 7 like?
That's an awfully abstract question.
I learned that the NOL is like the police.
Oh, that's what you mean. All right, I think I can explain that. The NOL is a multinational task force run by a central authoritarian leadership, right? Sector 7 is a small confederation of like-minded scientists.
You're using hard words on purpose, aren't you?
Not really.
Ugh, watching you two is making me sick. Tager, you're worthless. I think I'll bolt your mouth shut in the next upgrade. All right, you little idiot, pay attention.
Meow, meow.
Here. Maybe this will get through to that pea-sized brain of yours. You get it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. That's all you need to know.
True. That pretty much sums it up.
Okay, I got it. Well, most of it, I think. So, Tail Lady, what are you trying to do with science?
What?
Whoa, no beating around the bush with this one. There's no point trying to explain anything else to you.
True. It's not like anything we could tell you is going to help you out in any way.
Meow, meow, meow. You're hiding something, aren't you?
Tao, I'm sure they're just doing their jobs. Don't be so nosy. Besides, if we tell you much more, we'd give away all the juicy stuff.
Kokonoi, what do you have up your sleeve?
Oh, come on, Professor. Tell her a little more, please. Oh, fine, fine. The NOL runs the whole planet, so it stands to reason their military is the best in the world. But they're not the only people out there interested in the fate of the world. Some people are actively rebelling, others are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see how things shake out. And there are others who operate more in the shadows and behind the scenes. They don't have a public face, but they're up to something. That's us.
Oh, so you're working under the table.
I wouldn't put it like that. Still, it's not like I'm married to them or anything. I've got my own plans.
So you're gonna take on the library?
You're a lot more clever than you look, aren't you? No, I'm not. But you should look forward to what I am going to do. It'll be just about as exciting.
Phooey. Well, Keep playing the game, everybody.
Tao, who are you talking to?
I think that pretty much wraps up Sector 7.
So what do you think, Tao? Are you still interested in Sector 7?
Nope.
Then that concludes today's lesson. Professor, Tager, thank you. All right, Tao, let's make some meat buns as a reward for you finishing the lesson.
Yay! I'll help.
Come on, Tager, let's go. We got shit to do.
As usual, Kokonoi seems to be in a foul mood. With a final scowl, she's gone. I like how they don't show Tager leaving because he's probably too big for the door.
I wonder if we made the professor angry.
Don't worry about it. She's always in a bad mood.
Yes, I suppose that is true.
Well, I'll be on my way.
Oh. Tager lumbers towards the door, but his body's so large he's forced to bow down a little to make it through. Litchi is reminded for a moment of the old customs of the country of Ikaruga.
Are the meat buns ready yet?
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh no, you have a bad throat infection? I hope you get better. Make sure you get lots of rest. Drink lots of fluids. Tip 6. The 6 Heroes.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Episode 6. The 6 Heroes. How come the Sector 7 one was the only one that they didn't spell funny during the title plate, even though it was spelled funny on the select screen? Maybe they just forgot.
It's almost time. Tao should be here any minute.
She looks up at a clock in her office. It's already 1:30 in the afternoon.
It's been so busy around here lately.
Litchi has had a long day. She lets her eyelids drift shut. But she's not going to get that rest. Not today. Look at Guy.
Delightful. Another unforeseen detour. What is this place?
Look at Guy. I love it. I love it. I totally forgot that's what he looks like in these little skits.
There are so many things.
This place smells like a hospital. Curse my adorable, sensitive nose.
What the? Where did you come from? Who are you?
Litchi stares at the sudden visitors to her clinic, at a loss for words.
Do you live here?
Litchi realizes the girl is talking to her.
This is my clinic.
Clinic. Oh, yes. I suppose this is the sort of thing that passes for a hospital in the poorer quarters.
It would appear we are in Orient Town, madam.
Valkenhayn pulls out his pocket watch, examines it for a moment, and then leans over to whisper something in Rachel's ear.
If you're here for a checkup, please come around to the front. I didn't think I put up the open sign today.
Checkup? Oh my, no. There was an unexpected dimensional fluctuation during our teleportation hours, and we ended up here.
Dimensional? Teleportation? Who are you?
Oh dear, how very rude of us. My sincerest apologies. I am Valkenhayn, butler to the Alucard family. The young lady at my side is Madame Rachel, the current head of the Alucard family.
Okay.
Our arduous travels have tired me out. Valkenhayn, I desire tea.
Rachel doesn't even seem to acknowledge Litchi's presence in that room.
Yes, madam.
I like how she said almost the same line that Carl tried to imitate earlier.
Excuse me, madam. My mistress requires tea. Would you be so kind as to allow me access to your kitchen?
I don't have a kitchen, but you can get hot water over there.
Litchi is surprised to find herself answering his question. He is intimidating, sure, but there's something about his manner that's so polite and gracious that she can't bring herself to refuse.
Ah, very good, madam. If you will excuse me.
Valkenheim bows politely and excuses himself to the kitchen, but in a few seconds he's back.
Oh my, Valkenheim. That was awfully fast.
Madam Rachel, we are undone. This house has neither tea settings nor tea leaves.
I don't understand. Are you suggesting the owner of this house does not drink tea?
I do drink tea. I have oolong tea, pu'er tea, and jasmine tea leaves.
I'm afraid I've never heard of such common teas. I personally like Darjeeling and Assam tea, although I will settle for Earl Grey if I must.
The princess is very choosy about her black teas.
Watch your mouth, Guy. I'm starting to think you like being punished.
Ah! I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
Look at Guy! I love it.
None of my teas are black.
Not black tea? No, thank you. Clearly you do not share my refined palate.
Madam Rachel is most devoted to her black teas.
Yeah, poor Litchi didn't ask to be roasted by rich people like this.
But oolong tea is good for your complexion. You should try it.
No, thank you.
Hey, movie lady! I'm back, and I brought a visitor!
Excuse me, ma'am.
The door slams open, and Taukaka bursts through it. Behind her walks the strongest creature in the world, one of the legendary 6 heroes, Jubei.
Huh? You got visitors already, booby lady?
My word! I must say, I didn't think I should run into you again in a place like this.
Huh? Valkenheim. Well, ain't this a treat? Then that sweet young thing with you is the head of the family, unless I miss my guess.
Yes, Madam Rachel is the current head of the family.
I can see a certain resemblance, but she looks a mite kinder.
You must be joking.
Jubei of the 6 heroes? He's just a cat. I must say I'm a little disappointed. And who is that incessantly noisy girl?
I think she's from that creepy little Kaka clan, darling.
I'm a soldier of the Kaka clan. I'm studying to be a vigilante.
Are you wearing a mask?
It would appear so.
Come to think of it, I don't know either.
Yeah?
I was passing through Orient Town when I bumped into this kid here. Ain't every day you see the Kaka clan outside of their village. She told me she was studying at this clinic here, so I figured I'd give it a look-see.
Ah, and so you decided to accompany her and find out what she was studying.
Right you are, friend.
Anyways, play with me, bunny lady.
Oh, goodness, no. What sort of vulgar woman do you take me for? Play with this bat. He's expendable.
Rachel yawns and looks over at Guy, clearly very unhappy.
How long do these people plan on staying? I have to change the subject.
Litchi sees her chance and tries to interrupt.
Tao, I think it's time we got started on our lesson for today.
Oh, yeah! I totally forgot about studying! Tao is gonna study now! Today, we're talking about the, Dark War, right?
Ah, the Dark War.
Do you know about the Dark War, Mr. Valkenheim?
Only a little. I believe that Jubei would know more than I.
Valkenheim. And Litchi, that is your name, ma'am? How's about I tell little Taukaka here a few of my old war stories?
Oh, that would be wonderful. I know a little about the Dark War, but to hear about it straight from Jubei, one of the 6 heroes, well, how could I possibly compete with you? Besides, I must admit I'd love to hear some of your stories myself.
All right. I figure she'd hear 'em someday, and today's as good a day as any.
Oh, thank you.
Rachel is busy prodding and stretching the unfortunate Guy. Oh, look at Guy, he's so squishy.
I would be honored to listen to you while Miss Rachel is in repose.
All right, then.
The Dark War?
Taukaka, how much do you know about the Dark War?
All I know is the Catman did a really good job.
Well, I don't know about that. I done my part, but old Hakuman was the real star, not me.
Meow. Catman is friends with Mask Man?
That ain't what we're talking about right now. I reckon you know about the 6 heroes?
Yes?
Well, I figure I might as well start at the beginning then. Round about 100 years ago, the Black Beast showed up out of nowhere. The moment he showed up, everything went all to hell. And that there was the start of the Dark War.
Out of nowhere?
That's right. No one knew where the critter came from, but from the moment it showed up, all it seemed to care about was killing everything that lived. His power was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Weren't nobody what could stand up to him. Few countries tried using nuclear weapons, but it was like throwing pebbles at a bear.
Nuclear?
Ah. Yes, I suppose they haven't been in use for quite some time. Most people wouldn't know the word. Simply put, at the time of the Black Beast's arrival, they were the most powerful weapons mankind had at its disposal. But they were also very dangerous.
Right you are, friend. Nuclear weapons were useless, and people started to think it was the end for the human race.
And that was when the 6 heroes appeared.
That's right, Ms. Litchi. The 6 heroes, including my humble self, took up arms together near the end of the Dark War.
So until then, you'd been fighting on your own?
More or less. Ain't common knowledge, but for a little while during the war, the beast went quiet and stopped its rampage. We took it as the calm before the storm, and combined our forces as the 6 heroes. One of us was a right powerful mage and taught the art of sorcery to humanity. Humans took that knowledge and applied it to science, and that's how we got the Ars Magus. You do know the Ars Magus, right, kid?
Yep.
Humans used the Ars Magus for the first time during the Dark War. That's why these days we call it the First War of Magic.
So the Ars Magus was still young.
Right you are, little lady. The Ars Magus ain't been around long. It was even younger back then. But once it showed up on the battlefield, the Dark War started to change.
The development of Armagus, the humans strike back.
Oh, are you quite finished? I'm getting rather tired.
I shall fetch you a blanket, madam. Post haste.
Keep your shirt on. I'm almost done. Once they had the Ars Magus, the humans had the upper hand. The Black Beast didn't stand a chance. When the smoke cleared, we'd won. But the cost had been terrible. By the time the beast finally kicked the bucket, near half the people on Earth were dead.
Meow? Half?
I'd heard that before, but still. To imagine a single being able to do that much damage.
Well, he's just part of history now. Sadly, the Black Beast wasn't the only critter around that wanted to see humans dead. There were still other humans. Only 10 years after the beast died, war broke out again.
You're talking about the Ikaruga War, aren't you?
The world had changed after the Dark War. The library had started small, but over the years it grew, till it ran most of the planet. The beast's remains, or what we call Seether, were everywhere, and they ain't going away.
I forgot the Ikaruga War was only 10 years after the Black Beast died, because I thought that a longer period of time had passed, because the Ikaruga War wasn't that far ago in the past, because Jin was a hero during it, so he was still... Oh. I guess I forget about the timeline of this game, or how many years passed between each of these events.
And that's about all I can tell a kid like you. I reckon you already know the rest.
Wait, maybe that's not the Ikaruga Civil War. Maybe that's just an Ikaruga War, because Jubei did say that it's been like 90 years since he last saw Hakumen, right? Or something like that, so definitely more time has passed.
I got a little sleepy in the middle, but I did my best.
A good girl.
Unless the Black Beast was around for a very long time, and so the Black Beast was around for decades, and then died, and then there was 10 years later for the Ikaruga War. I don't know. I guess I have to look up the timeline later. It doesn't really matter for the story, but now it's got me thinking. Oh, look at Rachel.
Miss Rachel seems to have fallen asleep. Oh. Oh my, she was awake a moment ago. I guess she just reached her limit. I'll carry her over to the cot.
You don't worry yourself, ma'am. I'll take care of her. There you go, kid.
Thank you.
Would you mind terribly if we were to wait here until Madam wakes up? She does so dislike being moved whilst asleep.
Oh, don't worry about it. Take your time. I'll make you some tea. I hope you'll like it.
Oh, please don't trouble yourself on my account, madam.
Ah, don't be such a stick in the mud, Helsing. The lady's just trying to do you a kindness, you crusty old bastard.
Who's that I see in the background? I was wondering when he'd show up.
Well, if you really don't mind, I suppose I could use some tea.
Okay, so we have 2 episodes left. Tip 7. The hero will be late.
Teach me, Miss Litchi.
Ah, there he is. Episode 7. The hero will be late.
The sleeping lion, and ninja of all ninja, Bang Shishigami was faced with what lesser men would consider an insurmountable obstacle. But fear not. The greater the obstacle, the greater the fire in a man's heart. With the red fire of passion burning in his breast, and the furnace of determination ignited in his eyes, warrior poet and ninja lord Bang Shishigami stood, an image of bravery and power, silhouetted against the sky.
How can I get inside?
Great idea, boss! All sorts of people go to a hospital. It'll be a cinch to gather information.
Look at all the wanted posters in the background.
Hey, boss, if you're going to try and infiltrate a hospital, you should just go in as a patient.
That's an excellent idea, but I've never been sick. I don't even know how to get sick.
His arms crossed and head bowed, Bang is deep in thought. His men take the same pose, although they're probably only pretending to be deep in thought.
Ah, of course.
Boss, did you come up with a plan?
Is there a wooden hammer nearby?
A wooden hammer?
At first his men were confused, but their master's word was law, and they quickly complied.
Boss, I bought a wooden hammer from the store.
Oh, good job.
The small ones were sold out, though.
The man held a massive steel hammer with 100 tons written on the side of it.
Whoa! This is a lot bigger than I expected.
How did they carry that, man? Those guys must be ripped.
What were you going to use this hammer for?
You haven't figured it out yet.
Bang's men looked at each other, confused.
I can't get sick, but that's okay. You see, it's not just sick people that go to a hospital. You can also go there if you've been injured.
Of course! That's brilliant!
Wow! Powerful and smart. You're awesome, boss!
Arms still crossed, Bang's expression is calm and collected. He seems at peace. He extends his left arm to the man nearest him.
A right hand is a fighter's soul, so I cannot break my right arm. In that case, for the sake of my investigation, and for my lovely Litchi, I will sacrifice my left hand.
I'm surprised he didn't say Miss Litchi that time. How dare you, Bang? Show some respect.
Okay, hold my arm.
Yes, sir.
So, I just need to swing this hammer down on your arm as hard as I can, right?
Yeah. Don't hesitate. Just do it.
Are you sure?
A man never goes back on his word.
Oh, okay then.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Here I go. 1, 2, 3. That's how I'm gonna count. Okay?
Don't do that!
I'm sorry. Okay, for real this time. 1, 2.
Look at their little drawings.
Boss, what's wrong? I didn't do anything yet.
That's not it! Oh, my stomach! Oh, the pain! It hurts! I'm gonna die!
Hang in there, boss. What's wrong? Boss! Boss!
Hey.
Huh?
Bang.
Oh my gosh.
Bang.
That voice, my sweet. Is this heaven? Miss Litchi. She's so beautiful.
Oh, Bang. I was always infatuated with you.
What did you say?
What's the matter, darling? Don't you like me?
Of course I do!
I'm so happy. Then don't you think we should, you know, do what married people do?
Oh, Litchi.
Come on, Bang. I'm waiting.
What married people do? Oh, Miss Litchi, no. I'm not ready yet. If it's possible, I would like to start with a sweet, innocent friendship, and then work up to... Oh my God! Miss Litchi, how bold of you! I mean, in broad daylight. I'm overwhelmed. This roughness. Roughness?
Yeah, what do married people do together? Like, do taxes together? Maybe they should do taxes together.
No!
Whoa, look at that jump scare.
Hey, Scruffy Man, you're finally awake.
They should have drawn like a super detailed close-up of Tao like they did with Litchi there.
Don't scare me like that!
What's wrong, Scruffy Man? You're all red. Are you sick?
My heart is beating like crazy. I feel so faint. I can't believe I had such a vulgar dream about Miss Litchi. And I call myself a ninja.
Boss! Boss! Oh, boss, I'm so glad.
You guys, is this the hospital? What happened to me?
You fainted! We rushed you to the hospital.
What a concise explanation. But why am I here?
Hey, Booby Lady, Scruffy Man is awake.
Oh, yeah? How is he feeling?
Oh my. Miss Litchi, are we at your clinic?
Yes, we are. It appears you had food poisoning, Mr. Shishigami.
Food poisoning? No way. What kind of a ninja faints from food poisoning?
You shouldn't underestimate food poisoning. People can die from it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. You're amazing, Miss Litchi.
Most people would have felt the pain and come to the hospital much sooner than you did.
Oh, really?
You seem to be the kind of person that doesn't feel too much pain, so you have to be extra careful.
I'm sorry. I'll keep that in mind.
Your men told me what you ate, but I was all out of medicine for food poisoning. I had to send my assistant out to get some this morning.
Then how did I survive?
You can thank me for that, kid.
You're...
I heard Taukaka was studying here, so I figured I'd mosey on by. Hadn't been here but a minute when some big old sweaty fella showed up out cold. Miss Litchi knew what to do with him right away, but I'll be damned if she wasn't plumb out of the right medicine. And lucky for you, big fella, I'm a bit of a wanderer, so I got something in the way of medicines with me everywhere I go. Turned out I had the one you was hankering for.
If Jubei hadn't been here, something very bad could have happened to you.
So if I wasn't here studying, this miracle never would have happened. You should thank me.
Anyway, you're fine now, but you should probably rest here for a while.
Rest? For a while?
Now's your chance, boss.
Wow, boss! Just the way you planned. You're so awesome. You're giving me the shivers.
Yes, this is my oh, my stomach hurts when I get excited.
Okay, Tao. Now that our patient has settled down, let's get back to our lesson.
All right, I want to learn about the Ikaruga War.
What? The Ikaruga War?
Is something the matter?
We're from Ikaruga, ma'am.
And our boss was born and raised in Ikaruga. Ikaruga pride. Not only that, he was in the Ikaruga War himself.
So it's the same one they were just talking about before. 10 years after the Black Beast fell. But then the timeline doesn't match up with Hakumen and Jubei. Aru, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, really? Wow.
Miss Litchi is impressed with me?
Well then, would you mind sharing some of your stories with Tao and me?
Of course! I'm Bang Shishigami, the Encyclopedia of Ikaruga. Leave this mission to me.
What started the Ikaruga Civil War?
So what is Ikaruga War anyways? A war is like a big fight, right?
Yes, it is. You do indeed understand war. But to understand the Ikaruga War, you must understand the oppression that came before it.
First time humans took to using the Ars Magus against each other. We fought off the Black Beast with the Ars Magus in the First War of Magic. So after the Ikaruga Civil War, people started calling it the Second War of Magic.
Yeah, the Teach Me Miss Litchi series. I totally forgot it was in this game. So we're going back through it.
This is too complicated. Scruffy Man, tell me what oppression means.
Oppression is when the people in power do whatever they want with it.
Oh no! So Scruffy Man and his buddies were mad about that?
Indeed. We toiled under the yoke of the NOL for too long. Something had to be done. In other words, it was time for a war for our independence. We never thought it would drag on as long as it did.
'Tweren't no one that did.
What were you doing back then?
I was working for Lord Tenjo. I was still quite young then.
Lord Tenjo and Boss are both heroes.
When I was just a kid, the boss saved my life. And Lord Tenjo always took good care of me.
Who's this Tenjo?
Huh? Oh, I suppose I should explain. Lord Tenjo. I call him Master sometimes. Indeed, I suppose you could think of him kind of like a mayor.
The Kaka clan has a Tenjo too, then!
Right you are, little lady. If you're like Bang, then the chief of your clan is like his dear old Lord Tenjo.
Okay, I get it now.
All right, moving on. It didn't matter how powerful the NOL got. They were just a bunch of soldiers following orders. Ikaruga had teamwork and friendship. We knew the land we were fighting for, and that gave us the upper hand. At least, that's what we thought.
Whoa, what happened then?
But that was before.
What happened? What happened?
Stay tuned. Your questions will be answered in the next episode.
What was the trigger?
Who could have anticipated this turn of events?
Come on, Scruffy Man, just get on with it.
Oh, and please don't yell in the clinic.
Oh, you guys are so mean! But fine, I'll make it simple. I don't remember how long we'd been fighting, but one fateful day, there was an explosion at the central hierarchical city of Ikaruga.
That's a day I ain't never gonna forget. One moment city's there, next moment it ain't.
I don't know what caused it. Lord Tenjo and I were engaged in battle elsewhere, so we were safe. But the destruction of the central city changed everything.
Whoa, this story is getting kinda depressing.
But the Ikaruga Federation refused to give up, and continued to fight against the NOL, as did Lord Tenjo and I. However...
I don't even want to remember.
Who would have thought that such a horrible thing could happen? And the person responsible for that incident?
Okay, I think I understand all about Ikaruga now. Besides, this is way too depressing.
Hey, Sucker Reaper, welcome back to the stream. Right? The drawings are so cute. I love these.
Oh, if it wasn't for that damn Jin Kisaragi, none of it would have had to happen.
Hey, cheer up, Scruffy man.
Are you making fun of me?
Anyway, some of the survivors from Ikaruga are living in Kakutsuchi, aren't they?
Oh, I can't believe I let Miss Litchi see such a weak side of me. Yes. Many refugees from Ikaruga have come to Kakutsuchi to regroup and wait for the right time to strike back at the NOL. So, that's it. My tale of heroism and woe. To get revenge for my lost homeland and for Lord Tenjo, I've become a vigilante and vowed to defeat Jin Kisaragi. Were you paying attention?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, that about does it for today's lesson. Thank you, Mr. Shishigami. And thank you, Mr. Shishigami's friends. All right, Tao, time to make meat buns.
Yay! Meat buns! I'll help!
I'll help too. Ow!
Oh, Mr. Shishigami, you really should get some rest. Try not to exert yourself, okay?
Right. Of course, Miss Litchi.
Oh, I forgot. I have to go to a meeting tomorrow, so I'll be out of the clinic.
What?
My assistant Linhua will be taking care of you. If you need anything, just ask her.
No, we're not meeting. I failed.
Are the buns ready?
Again, I love her voice and her little wiggle.
Okay, I'm coming, Tao.
I think the best part of her wiggle is the fact that her eyes are really far apart. It just makes it really cute.
No! I won't lose!
And there's episode 7. Okay, so episode 8, Epilogue. So the only characters we have not seen are Arachne and Hakumen, and New 13 in these. I don't think New 13 actually ever appears in Teach Me, Miss Litchi, but I could be wrong.
Teach me, booby lady!
Right, I love Tao. Like, you think she should be kind of annoying, but she's not. And when I first saw her appearance, like, just based on appearance alone, I thought she'd be really creepy, and then you hear her voice and you're like, oh, she's so cheerful. Episode 8, Epilogue.
What's wrong, Tao? You look like you've just figured something out.
I think I've gotten a lot smarter over the past couple of days. It's kinda scary.
Okay, maybe Arachne and Hakumen don't show up then.
That's good. I'm sure your village will be really proud of you. Well, since you're so smart now, Miss Tao Kaka, how about I give you a little quiz on what you've learned?
Bring it on!
Question 1. What is the name of the city we live in? The setting of BlazBlue.
Kanazuchi? No!
Had all that studying been for naught, it appears Taukaka has forgotten everything. Litchi doesn't know what to do. How will she ever explain this to the Kaka village elder? Wait, that's it? That's it? Okay, we're all finished then, I guess. It was a little bit longer than I remember, but it was good. I thought I remember there being more jokes, but also, in the next game in the series, BlazBlue Continuum Shift, there's more of these. There's Teach Me More, Miss Litchi. And there's also a second series that starts, and it's called Help Me, Professor Kokonoe, and they use the same sprites as the ones here in that series as well, so look forward to that. They're both pretty funny. I definitely think Continuum Shift, the next game, they definitely knew how to pile on more of the humor. Like I said, there's actual joke endings for all the characters in that game, and I think the jokes are a little bit better too. So, like again, this is the first game in the series, so this one they're still kind of testing the waters, I think. But I'm really looking forward to doing Continuum Shift. But again, we'll probably wait until the new year to do it, just because I kind of have my schedule booked up with which games I want to play until the end of the year. So we will see about that. But thank you so much for joining me here on the stream. I know it was a little bit shorter of a stream than usual, but I'm glad you guys seem to enjoy these. I think they were fun. I think they were worth doing. They're cute. You learned a little bit more about the world. There's a lot of things they explained here that they didn't really explain during the story mode. So I think it was really worth it, and we'll see more of this as we play through, again, Continuum Shift as well. So let's have a look at Twitch and see who is online. We can give them a raid. Let's see here. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. I could use a little bit of a rest, so it's okay for me to be... So in a way, it's like, okay, nice, we kind of get to end stream a little bit early. Okay, let's see here. Twitch. Oh, Musi is streaming, also known as Mochi. They're doing artwork, and their artwork is amazing, so you should go check them out. So let's stick around for a raid, and otherwise I'll see you guys later this week for some Star Ocean 6, Leticia's Route. Thanks so much, take care.